Sports. Coming up, one game to decide who represents the AFC in the Super Bowl. It's the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, alongside Greg Olson, the kicker, Brandon Aubrey. Set for the start. Off we go from Pittsburgh. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Their own 29-yard line.
Ready, set. Here we go. Go.
They'll run. It's the man from Virginia Tech, Facial Tootin. Inside the 40. Inside the 20. And he will dive into the end zone. 71 yards. Touchdown, Houston. Terrific way, Greg, to get this game started. Able to get the opening touchdown and do it with a long run.
Mike, anytime you can create explosive plays in the run game, you're definitely going to take it. And they're going to be able to build on those plays as the rest of this game moves along.
No problem there on the extra point. And the Texans are struck first in the AFC Championship game. They're out to a 7-0 lead. $7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
On the jump.
From the 35, it's first and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now a shot here, deep middle. That is hard. And he's going to be dragged down, but not till he's inside the 25. A big-time play for Pittsburgh. It's a gain of 43 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
Cowboy 80. Buffalo 18. 79 Broncos. 70 Rangers. 70.
Throwing now on first and 10. Quick throw here is complete.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Second and 5.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Come on, come on. Set. 6 Hawk. Set. Dragon 6. Warrior 70. Let go.
Back to throw. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Kenneth Grant. He gets in there to drop him for a big loss. And now it's third and long.
60 Vikings. Panther 11. Panther. Cub 19. Cub 19. 19 tight. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Ready.
Now they'll set up to throw. He's able to keep his eyes downfield for the completion. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield.
And he's in. Brian Thomas. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
offense, it's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Here's Smith to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
Let's get 19, 5 in. Cougar 19.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is Milton. That's complete to his running back, Facial Tootin. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
A gain of 15. First down, Texans.
Run over center now with Tootin. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10.
That's another Texans first down. A gain of 11 on the play.
Now Milton.
First down, Houston.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
Cougar 19.
Up the middle, here is Tootin. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain of 16 yards. It's good for a Texans first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around, so continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight, and it's second down. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts, and it'll bring up second down.
Okay, ready? 65 catch. Here we go. Set.
From the gun, here's Milton. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. His first catch here in this AFC title game, and it's a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
And the Texans are going to have it first and goal. He'll take this down to about the 3.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get first down after first down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Here we go. Let's go.
Shooting. And this time they are ready for it. Throw for a loss. And it's second down.
Brings up second and goal.
They'll go with him again. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. The ball inches from the goal line. Third and goal. And he will not get in. The defense stands their ground, pushes him back, and they force fourth down. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag down. It's fourth down, so this is a very big call.
Let's go.
On the give, it's Tootin. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Facial Tootin. Touchdown, Houston. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. The extra point is up and good. And the Texans will move out to a 14-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Cup 19. Trap 60. Red. Viking 18. Dragon 60.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
Ready. Cougar 19. Buffalo 18. Mustang 79 Broncos. Go.
He'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And a nice run. He's got a first down tackle made right at the 35-yard line.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground. Man, it makes such a big difference for the offense. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a few 3rd down?
So a quarter in the books in the AFC Championship. It's the Texans who have the early lead. And we're back to the Steel City after this. Got to get this to the 25. Here's 3rd down.
Viking 18. Panther 11. Panther 11. Dragon 60. 18 run. Trap 60. 19 Lion.
They'll throw out of the gun. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. That's catch 3 just on this drop. And it gets his team a first down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Buffalo 18. Warriors 70.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. He's going to tuck it and go.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Third and 6. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. Talk things over before 3rd down.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 19 tight, 19 tight, 70 Lions. 60 Maverick, 60 Bearcats, 60, 18, 79 Broncos. Ready,
They'll look to throw. Catch made right side by Thomas. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
He'll drop to throw. That's incomplete. Daring call on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down. So on 1st and 10, here's Milton. Open man, that's Dante Fulton. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. His first catch here in this AFC title game, and it's a 1st down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 7.
Get it. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Another run here with Tootin. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain. Here's 3rd and 7.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Cowboy 80.
Right back to Tootin. It'll be a pickup of 10. 1st down for Houston.
Typically in a 3rd down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass, but give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only does he get a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Milton now to throw on 1st and 10. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there. Separated the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Ready?
Handoff. It's Tootin. It's a pickup of 13 yards. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
13 yards on the play.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot. And frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front, and we can see the results.
Tough running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the first down. It'll be first and goal. They keep beating him. 15 more on the ground. And another first down.
Okay, break.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. Back with more of the AFC Championship game after this.
Got it. Ready?
The first 2 drives yielded touchdowns. Now they can make it 3-4-3. It is first and goal. Here's the run. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 18, pioneer.
Throwing on second down is Milton. Flush to his right. Now, and he's into the end zone. Joe Milton. Touchdown, Texans. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. On the ground, it's Henderson to start this drive. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Deontay Banks comes up to make the play. Second and 7.
Brings up second and 7.
70, hot 70.
Once more, it's Henderson. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play. I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Mustang 19.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. He's going to be out of bounds, but he will have enough to pick up a first down.
Well, you can see the entire sideline and, frankly, the entire fan base kind of holding their breath. That decision on your own side of midfield to go for it on fourth down, had they not gotten it, it's a tough position to put your defense in, but that's a conversation for another day. The offense is going to stay on the field after the conversion, and now they got to see, can they take advantage of that aggressive play call and finish this drive with points? He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Seven Pirates.
Back to the air one more time. Moving to his right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Liking 18. Hey, watch it. Here we go. Stop. 70 Timberwolf. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. 19 Tight. 19 Lion.
On play action, he'll set up to throw.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Set. Viking 18. Ready.
They'll look to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack. I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Absolute disaster. They wanted the holder to throw it. He couldn't get away. Now they're going to turn it over on downs.
Points are so hard to come by in this league, Mike. I understand the notion that teams don't like settling for field goals. When you're down this close to the end zone, they want to come away with 6. And if that's the case, let your offense stay on the field on 4th down. If not, let your field goal unit kick the field goal.
And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. And the offense will elect to burn a timeout. 5 seconds remaining in this second quarter. On 1st down, here's Milton. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. The Lamar Hunt Trophy waiting to be claimed. 30 minutes away, unless, of course, we have overtime. We're back underway in the AFC title game.
Now we go from angry and mad to happy and glad to find a solution for us. We go from sorry and sad to ready to grab up and get to the front. I want the money, the cash, the cool of the bag, the currency stacking the junk. We want the freedom to live and the freedom to have. The things will be lacking, my brother, so what are we lacking? I can point it out so much that's around.
60 boxes, 60 boxes. Panther 6, here we go, here we go. Cougar 19. Ready,
They'll begin it on the ground with Henderson. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
No gain on the play.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
Get it. Good.
Looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Mustang 19. 19 Lions. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Ready.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there. And they force 4th down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Warriors 70.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on fourth. Going to give the ball over on down.
Ready.
On first down, they'll go with Tootin. And he'll find some way to turn this into positive yardage, struggling forward for a pickup of about 2.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
He'll dump this out wide to Tootin. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
On third down, it's a run with Tootin. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. First down for Houston.
Really nice play call there that time. I think early on the quarterback realized pretty quickly, Mike, this is a light box. We got to take advantage of it. They get the right run call dialed up, and they're able to move the chains.
On first down, they'll go back to Tootin. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on first and second down. The last thing you want is to be in third and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense.
It'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes third down.
Brings up third and 3.
Let's go. 70 Lions. 60 Vikings. 60 Vikings. Go.
They'll look to pick it up with Tootin, but he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up fourth down. So D'Amico Ryans will bring on the field goal unit. This from 30 yards out. No issues there. This one is good. And the Texans have run out to a 24-7 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready. 60. Ready.
A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Ready.
Try again. It's second and 10.
35-yard line.
Nice. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Now they'll set up to throw. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
On the play. And the Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
65 catch. Ready.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And unable to connect there. It's incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
He'll go underneath to Henderson. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Ready.
He'll try to run for it with Henderson. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down.
Yeah, when you find yourself down big here in the second half, you have to maximize every possession. And that's exactly what the coach tried to do, going for it on 4th down. Give yourselves a chance to cut into this big lead. But it's the defense that came through again with a huge stop. And that's going to make their chances of coming back that much more difficult.
13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Houston.
Seven Pirates! Red!
Here's Milton now on 1st and 10. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the Steelers.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 5.
Panther 6, there he goes!
They'll run it here with 2. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. 3rd and 5.
Gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Milton. He's got his man, Max Fulton. They get 18 on that one. It's good for a Texans first down.
And the Texans.
Let's go now.
On the ground, here's 2. And he's into the end zone yet again. Facial shooting. Touchdown, Houston. Saving his best for the playoffs. His 3rd touchdown of the game. The extra point is good. And the Texans will extend this 3rd quarter lead.
Steelers 7.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Cougar 19!
Handoff, and it's Henderson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these 0 or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
1 quarter remains here in the AFC Championship game. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. It is 3rd and long.
Get it! Go!
Back to throw. Here's a screen taken in by Henderson. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's going to have the Steelers' 1st down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the 4th down conversion. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
At the 38-yard line.
Dragon 60. 7 Pirates. 65.
He'll look to throw. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. Good coverage there in the end zone, and is incomplete. Terrific work to separate the man from football, and he'll bring up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 19.
They'll throw out of the gun. He's going to try it here again. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Deontay Banks.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Let's go. Panthers 60. Panthers 79.
On the ground, it's Tootin to start the drive. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
At the 16-yard line.
Get out of the gun is Milton. That is downfield to the tight end pitch. And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line. His first catch here in this AFC title game, and it's a 1st down.
Think of all the guys that we came in today thinking that this defense could control. This is probably the last guy we would have thought. I mean, but give this defense a lot of credit. They had a plan to take away one of the best options, and they've certainly executed it.
A big hole. And he will score again. Facial Tootin. Touchdown, Houston. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. Extra point try forthcoming. He's got it. And the Texans add on to their already sizable lead.
Steelers 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. To the right side here, pass is caught. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
First down.
On the ball now.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
19 Lions. Ready.
They'll look to throw. That's going to be intercepted. And the Texans has excellent field position as they take over right at midfield.
The 50-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
They'll run. It's Tootin. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Milton to the air on 2nd down. Now he'll air one out. Oh, he's got a defender right with him, and it's an interception. And the Steelers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the handoff, Henderson has an opening past the 40. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And they're not going to run him down. He goes all the way. 75 yards. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. On for the PAT is Aubrey. The kick is good. And the Steelers are able to cut into the deficit.
38. Steelers 14.
So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
On the give, it's Tootin. And he's able to force his way through one man, but he can only muster about a yard on that play. 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup.
To throw, it's Milton. He'll locate Thornton over the middle. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And the Texans first down.
Up the middle, here is Tootin. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pick up a 14 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Another run here with Tootin. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
The 11-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Right back to Tootin. And they cannot contain him at all. He's into the end zone yet again. Facial Tootin. Touchdown, Texans. He has come alive after the break. His 3rd touchdown of the 2nd half. The extra point is up and through. And the Texans will add one more onto their big lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready up. Ready.
He'll start this drive by keeping it himself.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground. And a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
He'll drop to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that 1st down.
Now 3rd and 2.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
On the coverage.
Ready. Come like this. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Escaping to his left. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Wiggins. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. So they make the decision on